Hey guys, it's Jeff Chan from MMA Shred. So I know that a lot of you guys have been staying in because of what's going on around the world, and I know it can be very tough. But I encourage you guys to stay physically and mentally strong, and subscribe.
Hello, everybody. Here is Lacouture. I am talking with one of my best fighters ever. I am very excited. He's really a very good fighter and wrestler, and do everything he wants to. And well, he's Jeff from MMA Shredded. So thank you, Jeff. How are you?
Good. I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I really want to know a little bit more about you. Where do you live? How old are you? For how long have you doing martial arts?
So I was born and raised in Ottawa, Ontario, in Canada. I'm 28 years old now. I'll be turning 29 in September. And I started training around 15, 16, I believe, just late 15 to 16 years old.
Why martial arts?
Honestly, I didn't have a reason to. I just had a friend who brought me in to go train, and I tried Muay Thai, and I just fell in love with it since then, and kind of quit every other sport to continue training Muay Thai and put more time.
So your mainly martial arts is Muay Thai. What else have you in practice?
So I started with Muay Thai, and then I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I would learn wrestling. And at the time, the gym also offered Krav Maga, so I trained a bit of Krav Maga. And within Jiu-Jitsu, I would also learn a bit of Judo. So I would say primarily Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling, with a bit of knowledge in Judo and Krav Maga.
Besides sports, have you need to do some of your skills on the streets?
I've gone to street fights when I was younger, like before I trained martial arts, but ever since getting into martial arts, I've never gone to the streets. Yeah.
Okay, I have been seeing you for a while now, and you are doing sparring all over. Like, what are you looking for? What are you searching for? Why are you looking for sparrings everywhere in the world instead of just like, for example, prepare yourself to get into UFC or something like that? What is the deal?
So my goal isn't to get into the UFC or to even continue fighting. I am signed with one championship, and I'm taking one fight at a time, but that's not really a goal of mine. To be champion or anything. My goal is just to continue being a martial artist, getting better every day, being the best version of myself. Now, I used to train at a gym where the policy was closed door, so that means you can't train at other gyms, and you can only train with people at your gym. And it went to the extreme where you couldn't even train outside of the gym. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but there are some stories where the coaches would get mad if you trained in your basement, you know. So coming from a gym like that, when I finally left that gym and kind of was able to train at other gyms, I got to be exposed to all these other different training partners and different skill levels, sizes, and just I believe if you want to get better, you need to be exposed to people all around the world. So the first trip was Thailand, and I got to train with the Thais and meet all these foreign fighters from all around the world. And I decided that that'd be a goal of mine, to travel all around the world and train with as many people as I can. And yeah, that's how it started.
Well, I also see you really comfortable when it comes to fighting. I mean, you don't even look a little bit afraid or worried or anything. You just look like a Saiyajin, like just go through and you get excited. Do you really feel any kind of fear or when you do sparrings or fightings? Like, or you just happy to, I don't know, what does happen in your mind?
So the truth is, actually, I do get scared. I don't get scared. I get nervous. I get very nervous. Although I play a good poker face, it may not look like I'm nervous, but I'm actually quite nervous. I don't get nervous when I spar, because sparring is, it's okay if you get hit. It's okay if you lose. I mean, in the fight as well, it's okay if you lose. I guess in a fight, there's just that much more pressure, and there's fans watching and whatnot. So there's more pressure. But when it comes to sparring, as you've seen my sparring videos, I'm not the type to only highlight the parts where I'm winning. I actually prefer to showcase the parts where I get hit because it just shows the audience that it's a real sparring match. I'm not just sparring people that I can beat. So with that said, I'm able to perform better with no stress because I expect to get hit. I could try my best to not get hit, but if I get hit, it's okay. And I go into the mindset of a fight or a sparring session not believing that I'm the best in the world, but I just want to keep getting better myself. So yeah.
Do you have a record of how many fights or sparrings have you done?
I don't know how many times I've sparred. No, probably quite a lot. As for my amateur career, I've fought about 25 times, and professionally, I've had 5 now.
Okay. Well, as I told you before, I have been doing martial arts for almost 30 years. I know a lot of fighters, professional fighters, and you have everything to be a champion in any league. I mean, you really, I understand that you're not looking for a UFC kind of career, but still, at the same time, don't you want to do like more professional fightings and do something else?
I appreciate it, and I do. I mean, it's not my number one goal. I do think that if you want that kind of goal, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. One of those sacrifices being your family, my fiance, who's very against me fighting. So I'm trying to juggle and balance both, taking one fight at a time while trying to keep her happy. She's very, very against it. And with that said, fighting, it'd be great. It'd be cool to be the champion of UFC or one championship. But I see myself more as a martial artist over a fighter. So I enjoy the training. I don't really enjoy fighting as much as I do just training and having fun. And if you're constantly fighting, you're in fight camp and you're only focused on conditioning and working the stuff that you're already good at. Whereas being a martial artist, I'll go into a sparring session right now, since I don't have a fight lined up, and I'm going into my sparring session with, a few strategies and a few techniques that I have planned in my mind that I'm going to try to work on, that I completely suck at and I've never tried it before. But if I had a fight camp coming up, I wouldn't be testing those new techniques out, and I wouldn't be evolving as a fighter or a martial artist. And that's the difference, right?
Okay, yeah, definitely. Well, as a matter of fact, it is very I don't know if the word is important to me. It's just that when you say that you think of yourself more like a martial artist than a fighter, I love that statement because most of the fighters that I have known are always like, no, you know what? I'm not a martial artist. I am a fighter. I am different. They always brag about them being a fighter, like being a martial artist would be like a second class deal. I don't know. And you saying that you think of yourself like a martial artist bring me hopes, because sometimes martial arts are just seen as something beautiful and nice, but not really useful during the cage and all that. So I think of the same thing as you, but most people don't. So I hope that now that a lot of people know you and knows that you're a great fighter, again see martial arts as they should, not only like a recreational art or something fun to do, but like a really something that can get you as good as you.
Thank you. What martial arts do you train?
Lead weight.
Nice. You train, what was that, lift weight?
Lead weight. Burmese boxing is like a Muay Thai, but no gloves and with headbutts.
Oh, okay. Yes. I thought I heard wrong. That's crazy. So you train headbutts.
Yeah, well, I have been doing many martial arts of my whole life. I started with taekwondo, and then I practice kickboxing and all kind of seminars and courses. I don't know how many things I have done now for my whole life. However, I start to promote Burmese martial arts in Mexico, and with not only lead weight, also Navan, which is a wrestling Burmese style, as well as Tethayans, which are very similar to Kung Fu styles with animals and stuff. Bando yogas, well, all kind of Burmese martial arts. I'm not an expert in any of those, obviously. I'm just a a representative of those
Yes, you're a
martial.
personal trainer, yeah.
And my goal right now is to organize a leadway national team in order to have them fight everywhere in the world.
Mhm.
And yeah, leadway is really tough. It's really, really tough. It's it's great. I mean, we're
Yeah.
crazy, but I also feel myself as a martial artist more than a fighter.
Gotcha. That's amazing.
Okay. There is something else that I really enjoy about your channel. I remember that maybe a couple of months ago, I watched a video of you and your mother sparring, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I trained her for 30 days. So, because I was supposed to be in Montreal. I should be living in Montreal right now, training at TriStar. But because of COVID-19, I decided that I would live with my mother for the time being, and spend some quality time with her. Save myself some rent money as well. And both myself and my mother had a lot of free time during that time, and I decided I would train her for 30 days and see how she'd like it. She loved it. She was a complete natural at it. But then now she's back at work, so I'm training her less. But yeah, it was just a good little family time.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I really wouldn't like have believed myself doing the same thing with my mother, because I don't know, it's really tough. And also I saw that I could watch that your mother has some skills, so maybe it's your genetic. I don't know.
I would say it could be partially genetics, and she listens well. She listens well.
Okay, I see. Okay. All right. Well, also, I really want to tell you that as soon as this COVID-19 let me do it, I'm going to travel all around the world looking for people as you and interview them, train with them, spar if there is any chance. So for me, it would be great if I can see you, meet you next year.
I would love to. I'd love to. Do you ever plan on heading down to Canada or anything?
I haven't go there for a long time, but you're a good reason to go there, as well as I have some Bando. Bando is the name of the whole thing of all the Burmese martial arts.
Okay.
Some Bando practitioners over there. So yeah, I would love to go there. Which part of Canada are you?
I'm currently in Ottawa, but I hope to be in Montreal in the next few months, but we'll have to see.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I love that. I love all that area. Yeah. Have you been in Mexico City before?
I have not, no.
Well, whenever you want, this is your house. I mean, really, if you want to organize like a seminar or something like that, that's cool. If you just want to come here and have some tacos, that's great also. So
tacos, that would be amazing. Well, I'll definitely keep your contact, and I'll definitely message you if I ever visit, because that's I haven't been to Mexico, and I would like to visit one day.
Sure, yeah, that would be awesome. There are a lot of great areas here, and also if you like culture and architecture, or also pyramids and all that kind of things, you will enjoy. Okay. Also, I would love to know more about your fighting. Like, what are your best? Well, maybe if I ask somebody else, will say something else. But what do you think is the best part of your fighting?
I would say my striking would be my strength. Definitely my striking.
Have you been doing boxing?
I have never. I mean, I've trained a boxing class, but I never really trained pure boxing. I would say my striking consists of Muay Thai. I'm trying to learn more karate on my own right now. So Muay Thai, karate style striking.
Okay. But do you also use elbows, knees, and?
I mean, I've learned elbows from Muay Thai, but they're not my strongest weapons. I don't use them often. I'll only use them if I'm on the ground, like ground and pound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you please run us through your best fight and your worst? Like what happened, not only technically but also mentally.
So it's funny because when I first started training, I just started with Muay Thai, and then I had no jiu-jitsu at all, and I had competed only in Muay Thai, only striking competitions, and then my coach at the time was like, "You should compete professionally in MMA," and I'm like, "But I don't even have any jiu-jitsu. Like, I'm a white belt in jiu-jitsu." And he's like, "I'm confident you're striking. You'll take these guys out." So I'm like, "Okay, sure." I had my first fight and I won by TKO. Then the second fight, I was matched up against a wrestler and jiu-jitsu guy, and I was winning the striking. If it continued to stay standing, I probably would have won the fight, but unfortunately in the second round, he took me to the ground and submitted me with the rear naked choke. So then I had decided that I wouldn't compete again until I improved my jiu-jitsu, and I hadn't fought again until I got at least my, I believe, purple belt. And then I won my first fight by submission, and then that would have been my third fight, and then now I'm signed with one championship.
Okay. Do you think of yourself as a good, great, awesome martial artist, just average, or just well?
I'd like to say I'm average to good. I think there's many martial artists and fighters out there that are better than me, and I think there's always new guys that are really talented and have a lot of potential. I think I'm good. I don't think I'm the best. I just want to keep getting better, but I don't really compare myself to other people.
Yeah, and your journey is completely within yourself, right? Yeah, you're not looking for any rewards.
No.
Money,
I'm
maybe.
happy to be able to do what I do for a living. I'm happy to wake up and I get trained and do what I love, and that's what I do for work.
And what do you do for a living? Like, besides martial arts, how do you get money for your house?
So I started off in law enforcement, but when I saw that MMA fighter has been doing well and has a lot of potential to be a big business, I decided to put my 100% effort into MMA Shredded, and now I don't work at all. I work, but I don't work outside of MMA Shredded. I make money off YouTube, AdSense. I sell courses online, and I host camps around the world. The long-term goal is to open up a gym one day, and yeah.
Okay. So you are planning to do more seminars all around the world?
Yep.
Okay. Well, how many countries have you been?
Right now, I've only really traveled around Asia.
Okay.
They're not so much seminars, but camps. So I'll host a camp for 2 weeks, 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So basically, I'll be teaching. In the camps, I would teach every day, twice a day, and it would run for 2 weeks. And it's just a great time because I get to meet passionate martial artists all around the world. And we train together, and then after we train, we go hang out and then repeat it. And yeah.
Okay, nice. Also, you have some Oriental or Asian relatives, because you look kind of Asian to me.
Chinese. Yeah, I'm Chinese.
Chinese. Okay. Do you speak Chinese?
Yes, I do. I wouldn't say I have the best Chinese. I speak primarily English, but yes, I can speak a bit of Chinese.
Is the Chinese culture attracted to you?
I would say I'm much more Canadian than I am Chinese culture. I still have some traditions that I follow, but I would say I'm pretty Canadian.
Okay. All right. Okay. Also, what is your worst injury? Like, there is something in your body that you still today feel it?
I've had quite a few injuries. I don't feel anymore. I've broken my nose 3 times. Those are 3 injuries. I'm actually suffering from a cracked ankle. I don't even know what to call it. I got put in a heel hook and the guy cranked it just a little too much, and I'm waiting for that to heal. I've had lower back injuries from just lifting too heavy. I've broken my left ankle, and I would say that's about it for injuries.
Okay, so
yes, considering you do lethal weight, that's a very dangerous sport with headbutts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have some. I feel them most of the days.
Okay.
Yeah, but I am more focused on training people right now, getting lead weight popular in Latin America than fighting or something like that. So in Bando, we say that we're not looking for trouble or for fighting, but we cannot say no to a challenge. So
Gotcha.
That's our thing. Okay. What is next for you? Like, I know that we have this pandemic still going on right now, but are you looking for somebody to fight, somebody to spar, a seminar, or what?
Because we're still kind of waiting for COVID-19 to die down, or at least travel bans to go away. Don't have anything planned for seminars or training travel camps, but every day I look forward to training and sparring and testing out new techniques and making content in general. That's what I do for a living, making content. One Championship had their first event July 31st, like 4 days ago. So hopefully I get a call soon, but I'm just at the moment waiting for a call, trying to stay in shape.
Okay.
And just waiting, really waiting for the pandemic to go away, waiting for One Championship to give me a fight. And yeah.
Awesome. Okay. How many followers do you have on your channel?
I haven't checked YouTube in a while, but over 200,000. And Instagram, I believe I'm at 137,000. And then Facebook are approximately 300,000. And I'm on TikTok now too, actually.
Oh, really? You're dancing or something like that?
Sorry, no, I'm not dancing, but I just make short length tutorials. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Also under MMA Shredded?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So to check that out. All right. Well, for me, it's a pleasure to have you here. I hope it's not the first, or it's not the last time. I hope that anytime you want to talk about something, please give me a call. And if there is anything I can do for you, like to help you to promote what you're doing, or to, I don't know, anything you need from me, please let me know. I would love to be a part of your journey, because it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that you should have not hundreds of millions, not hundreds of thousands, but millions of people following you right now. And you deserve it, man. And you are still young. You're 28, so I'm looking forward to see you maybe in the future. And when you get 38, we will talk.
Well, I really appreciate the support and the belief in me. It means a lot. It truly motivates me. For now, I'll be taking things one step at a time. But thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure to meet you. And I'd love to chat again in the future.
No, well, thank you so much. It is really, really a pleasure.
What's going on? Sean Fagan here from Muay Thai Guy, and in this video I'm doing another sparring breakdown between myself and pro MMA fighter Jeff Chan. Now Jeff Chan, he's a beast. He's like 22-2 or something crazy like that as an MMA fighter. He's also a professional Muay Thai fighter who's fought in Thailand, and he's a kickboxer as well, so his striking is on point. So when I came up to visit him and a bunch of other friends up in Toronto, we got about 4 rounds of good sparring in, and I figured it'd be a good since then, because this video was about a year ago. So without